Teach the student to see the land, understand what he sees, and enjoy what he understands. Aldo Leopold.
I prefer to go early in the morning. Earlier the better. And the other morning when I went out and discovered the arrowhead tubers, Indian potatoes, it was so foggy that morning that I couldn't see more than 50 yards. So when I paddled out in that fog, I could picture myself any place. I could picture myself in the Boundary Waters. I could picture myself going down the Mississippi River. It was just like you were in a different reality. And that's what I enjoyed. And so it opens up when you do see things and you know you're by yourself. It's special. It really is. Well, there's two time periods. One, when I used to spend the summers, or a good deal of the summer, with my grandparents up at their cottage in Frazee. And I'd be outside all the time. That was probably the start of it, but what really kicked it in high gear was when I was in 9th grade, and I was interested in athletics, particularly basketball, football. And then in 9th grade, I was told that because of Osgood-Schlatter's disease with my knees, they said absolutely no contact sports or you're going to be paying for it the rest of your life. So I had to give that up, and it was kind of a blessing because it directed me. Then I could just kind of focus on being outside doing things. So my quote is, I hear and I forget, and I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. Chinese proverb. And this was the theme of the Environmental Center. Is the only way to learn how to kayak is to do it. The only way to learn how to make maple syrup is to do it. You can read books or whatever, but to actually do it is it's the way you learn and develop confidence. And then as far as the cabins go, the 2 cabins that I was involved with building with the kids, those kids it was a learning experience for all of us. And they still talk about it, because how many kids get to build a log cabin in their life? Very few, today anyway. Probably the trip that I got the most satisfaction out of was our trip to Hudson Bay, because we traveled for about 14 days without seeing another human being. And we had all kinds of challenges, from long portages, from rain, believe it or not, snow in August, snow flurries, and black flies, mosquitoes. And when we were probably a mile and a half upstream from Fort Severn, which is a Cree Indian village on Hudson Bay, they started ringing the church bells in town, because we were the first people they'd seen all summer. So that was pretty special. Even though a lot of the other trips are good, that was quite memorable. Outdoor education is a pretty broad subject, and you could have soccer. Teaching kids how to play soccer is outdoor education, or you could have golf, or any number of things. But I focused on outdoor education as it relates to teaching young people how to relate and appreciate our natural world. When I was growing up, I wasn't exposed to all this stuff. In fact, when I took the job in Red Wing, I had never cross-country skied. I'd never kayaked, never rock climbed, none of those. But Myron Chase was my mentor, and he's the one that really made a difference in my life. And then you just, if you see something that you don't know what it is, you can look it up and try to figure it out. And then, people share information. But I'd have to say that if there's one thing that had an influence on my life as far as that question goes, hands down, it was Myron Chase. No two ways about it. There's so much that can be taken advantage of by having a relationship with the outdoors. And you could develop a big list on that. But above and beyond that is that we live in a finite world. And we're going to have to start living somewhat sustainably so that we can all get along and all, live in an environment that we enjoy and appreciate. So one of the biggest things that I would encourage people to do is not get hung up on consumerism and materialism, and take advantage of what is free and out your back door. Well, I've had so many great experiences that I've had more than my share. So I'm at peace with the fact that, there's a lot of things I'd love to do, but I'm probably not physically up to doing it, I always thought it would be, kind of neat to be able to say that I climbed to the highest peak in every state, and I think I've got 35 of them done, but there's some that I'm just not physically up to doing, and so I'm okay with that. It's just that life experiences have a tendency to kind of push you in a certain direction, and if you like it, then you keep on moving.